Hi Kishore, this is you. Remember, there is no such thing as good or bad that is universally applicable. But every action that you do will have a consequence. I am recording this video for you to be seen later whenever you forget this fact. You truly believe in this fact. The fact is, there is no such thing as good or bad that is universally applicable, but every action will have a consequence. Let us see, what do I mean by that? When do you say something is good or something is bad? It is very difficult. It is very subjective. It depends on one's experiences, the belief system that one forms based on his own experiences. Apart from that, good or bad depends on the situation also. What seems good in one situation may not seem good in another situation. Consider an example of killing people. If you just go and kill people for the sake of killing them, it is a very bad thing, right? But in a war, you go ahead and kill the person who is trying to kill you. That you consider as a good thing. If not good thing, it is a survival thing. That is the right thing to do at that moment. So it depends on the situation, right? Apart from that, good or bad also depends on mind analysis of the observed facts. I see some facts, you see some facts. The way that you analyze that facts using the complex brain, complex mind that you have may be different. For example, let me give a well-known example. Let us say I'm taking an evening walk in the park. I observe that one father, along with his couple of children, came to the park. He sat on a bench and the children, started roaming around. They are jumping, shouting, they are going berserk, and they are not at all listening to the fellow people, and they are creating so much trouble to the others. As I see them, I started thinking, what the hell? Why these kids are like this? Why is their father is not at all bothered about it? Why is he not at all controlling them? How did they grow up these kids? And I start forming opinions about them. After a while, I get frustrated and I go to the father and says, man, are you looking at your kids? Look at them, they are uncontrollable. Why don't you take a lead and control them? Father looks at me and says, yes, I need to control them. I'm very sorry for that. All of us are actually coming from an hospital. My wife died just 1 hour ago. It's becoming extremely difficult for me to digest that fact. And same is true with my children too. I'm unable to control myself. I don't know how I can control them. But I need to find a way to do it. As soon as you hear that answer from the father, your thinking process completely changes. It's 180-degree shift in the paradigm. Now you empathize with him. Now you see that you made a mistake by judging them. You were thinking that they were bad. Now you think that you are bad because you didn't see the reality. The fact was same. The fact was that the kids were uncontrollable. But knowing the remaining fact, why they are uncontrollable, makes you see things differently. This is an explicit example, the glaring example of the situation. Like this, there will be so many small situations that happen in day-to-day life where we start judging people, labeling people, and see people as bad but we don't try to see where they are coming from and why they are saying what they are saying. So, good or bad is very subjective. There is no such thing that is universally applicable as good or as bad. So, stop labeling people. Human beings are very complex and emotional creatures. Our mind has evolved from millions of years to reach this state. Whenever we have an experience or a situation, our mind processes it very differently. You give a single situation to different people and see how they take it. Each and every individual will see the situation bit differently. Surprisingly, a given situation may be seen by the same person differently at different times. We have seen similar example earlier, the one in the park. So, whatever is good for you may not be good for others. It depends on their experience. You don't know where they are coming from. You don't know what kind of situations they were in order to form the opinion of what is good and what is bad. Unless you completely try to understand based on the facts why they are the way they are, you cannot judge people. You cannot say somebody is bad, somebody is good. So you need to stop labeling people good or bad and start listening to them. Start understanding them. Try to get the facts. Try to get why they think the way that they think. This is really, really important. In fact, this is the first step towards establishing a good communication, thereby good relationships with others. Remember, human beings are very complex and emotional creatures. Okay, you are saying there is no good, there is no bad, that is universally applicable. But I want to be a good person. I need to feel good. What is good for me? Who will tell me what is good? In my opinion, only you can tell what is good for you. You have to decide what is good based on your experiences. Consider the previous experiences, the situations that you were in, and analyze them and see what is making you happy. Then consider that as a good. You need not wait for your own experiences. You can even learn from other experiences. Let us say there is a thief who is stealing money and killing people, and you observe him, and whatever he does pains you deeply. Do you consider that as a good thing? No. You are unhappy the way that the thief is acting. So you consider that as a bad thing. So you don't do it. You need not kill other people and feel the pain and then say that I don't do it. No, not required. That is how you can learn from other experiences. There may be situations which are not this straightforward, like killing others. In those situations, you need to sit and evaluate the consequences of your action. Let us say you want to decide whether whatever I am going to do is a good thing or a bad thing. You sit down, list down pros and cons, give it a thought, then decide that, okay, this is good for me. You go ahead. You go ahead and do it. Once you decide, go ahead and do it. But be prepared for the consequences. Let us say, after a while, after you have done whatever you thought was a good thing, you started feeling bad about it. You started regretting your decision. I shouldn't have done that. If that is the case, maybe that is a bad thing for you. You need not worry. You need not regret too much. Learn from it and don't try to repeat it next time. But don't wait until your deathbed to decide that whatever you have done was a wrong thing. Give it a thought. That's where the importance of spending time with yourself comes in. Maybe in another video I will tell you what that is. Usually, whatever you have decided as a good thing will not lead into any regrets. If you never regret in your life for whatever you have done, that is mostly or usually good for you. If not, that may be a bad thing for you. Learn from past and don't repeat the mistakes. Remember, what is good for you, only you can decide, nobody else. Remember, Kishore, live the life. There is no good or bad that is universally applicable. But whatever action that you do will have a consequence. As long as you are prepared for the consequence, as long as you have the courage to face the consequence, go ahead and do it. But remember to learn from the past. Once you have done, if you are feeling good about it forever, that is good thing for you. If not, that may be a kind of bad thing for you. Keep it in the list and don't repeat. Learn from the past. Live the life. See you.